Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we will be talking about the shocking revelations that have really just occurred all in today that make it much less likely that Joe Biden ends up as the Democratic nominee for president in 2024. Just to bring up an example, and we're going to get to everything, but CNN conducted a poll between Biden and Trump, as well as instead of Biden, Kamala Harris, the Vice President, Gavin Newsom, the Governor of California, Pete Buttigieg, the Secretary of Transportation, and Gretchen Whitmer, the Governor of Michigan. What this poll found was that in these matchups, Joe Biden did the worst of the 5 Democrats. He lost to Trump by a whopping 6%, which would just be detrimental in a nationwide election state by state, while Kamala Harris did the best, only losing to Trump by 2%, while Newsom lost by 5, Buttigieg by 4, and Whitmer also by 5. So out of these 5 Democrats, Joe Biden is the weakest candidate a CNN poll has found. So we're going to get to that. But also, just today, a Democratic representative from the state of Texas, Dogg, has called on Biden to drop out of the 2024 race. He is the first Democratic lawmaker to do this, and it could really be the start of something big, of something bigger. This could lead to many more Democrats doing the same thing because it appears that no one wanted to be the first, right? They were too scared of doing it because it could ruin their political career and everything, whatever, their future. But Dogg has become the first, and this really might open up the door for others, of others wary, more moderate Democrats wary of Joe Biden being the nominee, like Jared Golden or Dean Phillips, these types of Democratic congressmen. They might follow in Dogg's path. Additionally, Biden has met or is going to meet with Democratic governors. So many Democratic governors hopped on a call today where apparently, reportedly, they were panicking about the state of the race for Joe Biden. Absolute panic for the Biden campaign. They were really scared that Biden's weakness as a candidate is going to get Donald Trump reelected. And there are many governors who, would be possibilities if it did come to replacing Biden. In just this poll, you see that 2 are on this list: Gretchen Whitmer of Michigan and Gavin Newsom of California. But there are, if Biden were to get replaced, it would either be Kamala Harris, the vice president, or a governor. That is what the options would be. So they are nervous about this. Nervous governors means that some of these governors might announce that they are running for the position. Additionally, Fox News has a screenshot of it here. But Nancy Pelosi seemed really open to the idea of replacing Biden. She said, that she's staying with Biden, but she did say that his mental competency might be something to worry about. It might just not have been a one-night thing in the debate. It might actually be a long-term condition. Also, I don't know how important this is, but Marianne Williamson is re-announcing her candidacy in the race. She wants an open convention, and she says that in the case of an open convention, she will be a candidate. But it's basically more of a message to drop out. So we actually now have someone, our first candidate, running against Biden at this convention. So, this is many new revelations that really point towards, Biden actually maybe dropping out. But the most stunning, really, even more than this poll showing him the worst of the 5 Democrats, I believe that this internal poll that was leaked to the press from the Biden campaign, it was not leaked from the campaign. It's an internal poll, but it's really devastating for the Biden campaign. So an internal poll is basically a poll that a campaign runs that is supposed to be kept private. They use it to see what states they need to target, what demographics they need to target. Many campaigns run internal polls. But this internal poll from the Biden campaign was leaked by Puck News. And what you see is that Donald Trump wins against Biden in an absolute landslide. In this third column from the left, this is the post-debate margin. This is the margin right now. We see that New Mexico flips, Virginia flips, New Hampshire, Wisconsin, Nebraska second, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Nevada, Arizona, and Georgia all flip. All flip from 2020. That would be absolute devastation for the Biden campaign. Let's just see what that electoral map looks like. This is what it looks like. Donald Trump wins 333 electoral votes. Biden wins 203. That is a massive landslide, a 132 electoral vote landslide for Donald Trump. Again, he flips like 10 states. And then, Biden hangs on to Colorado, Minnesota, and Maine. But just look at this. Biden wins Colorado by 1.9%. I don't have the margins up, but in 2020, he won the state of Colorado by 13.5%. Similar situations go for many of these states that he flips, even. This poll shows that Trump is going to win Virginia by 0.6. Biden won it by 10.1. That's a 10.7% shift towards Donald Trump from 2020. This is just not a campaign that could survive. So it's one thing to see other Democrats performing better than Joe Biden, but really for the Biden campaign, this is a poll that they trust for their accuracy. They handpicked this pollster to run a poll for the campaign to use. They like the accuracy of this pollster. And if it's showing that they just have zero path to victory, this is not winnable numbers. Even though it's July, I don't really think that with these numbers, it's something that that Biden can possibly recover from. I really don't. It just doesn't seem possible. Frankly, despite what happens, Americans saw the debate, and I don't think he's coming back from that. You can just see the shift from before the debate to after the debate in this last column. For example, he's now doing 2.4% worse in New Mexico than he was before the debate. But, with these numbers, it's just so diminishing for the Biden campaign. Again, Democrats leading is one thing, just having zero path to victory at all is another. It really is. So, it's like, if we don't have path to victory, why not hand it over to another Democrat to, actually might have a shot. But, all Democrats are losing to Trump. But honestly, I think that Whitmer only losing by 5 and Newsom only losing by 5, especially Whitmer, though, is honestly good numbers for them. Because they are not, that well known across the country. Only very politically inclined people have heard of these two people, Whitmer and Newsom, unless you live in California and Michigan, obviously. But I would honestly expect, especially Whitmer, to be a lot lower. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong in that. Maybe she is placed where she should be. Maybe more Americans know who she is than I think. But it looks like Whitmer would be a very strong candidate if she actually is the nominee, because, once you get that nominee recognition, then you've got name recognition across the country. You're on media outlets and everything. So it would be very interesting if Biden drops out, because if he does, he could either take two paths. He could say, I'm dropping out, and I endorse Kamala Harris. And then, all the delegates to the convention. He has the vast majority. He has about 99% of the delegates at the convention. He won in the primaries. They're pledged to him. He handpicks delegates. The Biden campaign handpicks delegates. So they would be very loyal to him. So if he does endorse a candidate like Kamala Harris, if he does endorse a candidate, it would be Kamala Harris. If he were to do that, then they would all go to Kamala Harris. Or he could say, I'm not endorsing anyone. It's an open convention. I free my delegates. What that means, and this is where Williamson comes in, that means that the delegates can vote for whoever they want. And then you would see, tens and tens of that sounds weird, but, many candidates flood the convention, put their hat in the ring. Gavin Newsom would, Kamala Harris, Gretchen Whitmer, Marianne Williamson, who else? Josh Shapiro, maybe, Wes Moore, all of these Democratic politicians would try to get this nomination, because then it's anyone's race. It would be up to the delegates, which would be just a really crazy sight to see, right? It would be a historic few days at the DNC. So that is where things stand right now, and it really looks more likely than ever that Biden does step down. Yesterday it wasn't looking that likely anymore, but now we have so many new revelations that make it a lot more likely. So thank you all for watching this video. If you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe down below, drop a like, and drop a comment to let me hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all later.